Hi, this is Michael Becker, and welcome to this installment of the mCordis Mobile Insights. With me this morning is Jon Christensen, the president and CEO of Phoji, a new social messaging application and community that I found really interesting, and I wanted to dig into and understand where this whole world of emojis and now Phoji marketing is going. So, Jon, welcome to this morning's call.
Oh, Michael, appreciate it. Good morning, and thanks for the opportunity.
So I'm really excited to be talking to you today because I've been hearing more and more in the press and in the news, and frankly, if we just look at the numbers, people are really engaging and embracing more personalized messaging, more personalized engagement. And there's been some stats out there that says, for instance, if an individual is buying a product from you or they're engaging with the retailer, they have significantly more interaction and success with the relationship with that business if that relationship has been personalized in some fashion. So it seems like you guys are taking it this next level of personalization of emoji, and I'd love to know a little bit more about that. So what is a Phoji?
Yeah, so a Phoji is a true customizable or customized emoji based on a photo and an emoji, so therefore a Phoji. And really what a Phoji is it's your own face, it's your own frosty mug of beer, it's your own thumbs up that you can embed right in the line of a message to make that communication more expressive, more personal, and more one-to-one. And we found that consumers really enjoy that aspect, as well as brands, from the ability to have a more direct message relationship with their consumers and fans, and one that really allows their brand to shine through.
So a Phoji is not a caricature of a smiley face or a fire truck or something like that. It's an actual picture of me. It's an actual picture of a car or of a physical product.
Exactly. So a Phoji is based on a true photo, and it really has the ability from a brand perspective to go a few steps further and include real media. So a video, a poll, a survey, a QR coupon. It's anything that really allows that brand to deliver real media embedded in the line of a message. So not as an attachment, not as a sticker, but right in the line of that message.
So I guess I don't understand. So you're saying I can actually turn an emoji or Phoji, the icon itself or the image itself, into a media asset?
Yeah, you can. So a Phoji is a photo that you've created and customized and made your own emoji, which I think is really, really a cool concept for a consumer. And we found that folks just love to have a better, more expressive kind of communication relationship, with their friends and family. And then brands can take it a few steps further. So they can take that Phoji and turn it into what we call a promoji. And that includes or could include a video clip. It could include an audio clip, a poll or a survey. It could include a QR coupon, an offer. It's anything that really allows that brand to better engage with their loyal consumers or fans, create a more one-to-one messaging relationship, and just kind of have a more personal connection with those people.
So again, is that promoji or that promotion is part of the image, or is that included within the message? So I have the image, and then associated in that message with the image is, say, the QR code, the link, or the promotion, or a link to the video. Is that the case?
Yes, it is. So the uniqueness of our technology is that that promoji is embedded in the line of that message, so it opens and plays right in your app deck. Now, it can be a link. It could take you to a procurement site, or it could take you somewhere else where that brand wants to take you. But the whole idea of Phoji is to make that experience much more actionable and much more real time.
Okay. And so can you give us some concrete use cases and examples, and then we're going to ask you, actually, how does it work?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have about 100 brands or so that have started using Phoji in the 2 months or so that we've gone to public launch. And we have brands that range from professional sports teams, restaurants, anybody in kind of news and media, retailers, clothing companies, anybody from a brand perspective that wants to have a couple of things. Number one, they want to have a direct message relationship with their consumers or fans. So they want to be able to send a message that comes with an alert or a notification to that consumer. Not really a post, but an actual direct message. So that's number one. And the second thing is they want to be able to deliver their content, whether it's their brand logo, whether it's a real picture, whether it's a video clip or a highlight. They want to be able to deliver that without needing to send a link, without making that process kind of clunky and requiring you to hit that link, in your phone and go somewhere else. So our media is embedded in the line of the message, which makes that relationship or that experience more expressive, but also more actionable.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about how. So a Phoji and a Promoji is an emoji like image that I will include in line in messaging. And today, Phoji is its own community. It's like a WhatsApp or a Line or any of the others, or a Snapchat or any of the other social communities. It's an application I download, and then I can take pictures of this nature and include and interact with them. Is that correct?
That is correct. So today we're building our own Phoji community, and we're growing rapidly. So if you're a consumer, you want to be able to send Phojis to a friend or a family member, you would invite them to download the app, and then you'd immediately start to have a messaging relationship. Similarly, brands that are out there using Phoji are promoting the download and kind of the follow of their brand in the app. We really believe in an opt-in strategy. So this is marketing, if you want to use that terminology, that's consumer choice based. So consumers will download the app and see all of the brands. And again, a wide variety of brands, everybody from professional sports teams to local small retailers. Those consumers will be able to select the messaging that they get. You may want to follow one brand, you may want to follow 10, you may want to follow 100, but it's a consumer choice-based model.
I see. And if a brand wants to get involved or leverage this Phoji concept or community, but they don't necessarily want to go out and build yet another community, are there plans for Phoji to open up the capabilities so they can be integrated into existing communities and messaging capabilities they already have?
Yeah, absolutely. Although we think there's a huge advantage to participate and be a part of our growing Phoji community, because we think that obviously that's a great opportunity for those brands. But we have several brands that we're working with right now to be able to leverage the technology inside of their own, whether it's an application or technology, because their branding maybe with that platform is so important and they have such a large base. So we have a variety of kind of go-to-market strategies that we're kind of pushing forward. Advantages in being part of our community for a lot of folks, and then in some cases advantages to having more of what we consider like a white label approach. So where their app or their platform is powered by Phoji technology.
Well, and that really seems like then a brand could get the best of both worlds. They can leverage your audience, your community, and the community of Phoji. How do you call them? Phogiists, or the people that are Phojing? They can engage and interact in that, but again, they can then also leverage this really unique form and way of communicating and within any of the other channels that they have, and that's pretty exciting. So you said though this is early days. So today, how large is the current Phoji audience?
Yeah, so we've passed the 10,000 mark in terms of consumer users. We have about 100 brands signed up, starting to use it. Many of those brands they've been evaluating the technology and kind of the best use cases. We've obviously developed some case studies and best practices and user experiences. And those brands are now starting to kind of branch out and use more of the full functionality, as well as kind of promote really their community per se inside of our app.
Okay. And can you share some results that they're getting, like the levels of engagement or sell-through of product? Do we have any of that those insights yet?
We do. We've developed some pretty good metrics, kind of in and around engagement. So we're finding that consumers really like to get Phoji messages from the brands that they follow. So engagement is very, very high. In some cases, 10, 15, 20 times higher than kind of a social media post. Much better results than your typical kind of text messaging programs that are out there, just because of the kind of content that we're able to deliver. Having those logos and those pictures and that real media in a message has been much more engaging and much more actionable. We're seeing a lot of our brands see real action. We're seeing new customers. We're seeing repeat customers. We're seeing increased sales. We're seeing some really positive results around engagement and action.
And what size company are we working with? Is this for the smaller, local franchisee restaurant, or can a large national brand take advantage of this as well?
Yeah, we're really seeing use cases across the board. We're seeing use cases for that small retailer that potentially, doesn't have the ability necessarily to build their own platform, that they can kind of, buy a slice of what we built per se, right? So we've made major investments in the technology, from, the strategy to the development to the ongoing execution of the platform. So those smaller brands have the ability to participate and leverage what we've done, right? Kind of leverage the investments. But the larger brands are also finding great use cases in and around kind of having a more unique or different way to approach the market. They obviously have mobile marketing platforms and strategies, but this is a little different. This allows them to reach their consumers in a more one-to-one way, in a more engaging way, and to deliver media and content and maybe exclusive kinds of exclusive content in a way that's very different than what they've done today.
Yeah, I could just see there's just so many tremendous number of opportunities for new ways to brand, new ways to create awareness, new ways to trigger an offer, and then finally, new ways to advocate after the effect. I mean, I could see best practices where we can help direct the conversation with people and encourage them to help advocate with their experiences with the Phojis. And this really could end up, kind of making that bridge between digital and physical more and more of a reality, and actually add an emotional and, in some respects, I would think, sensory capability to it down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. If you think about where emojis have come, they've sort of, in some cases, for some brands, almost depersonalized that connection, right? Because it really isn't their brand. It still is a caricature. So when you look at a Phoji, it is the real brand. It is the meal that they're serving tonight. It is the car that they've manufactured recently. It is the actual, picture of the goal that was scored in the game. So it's real. And it's more of a personal connection for that brand to their consumers. And from a future perspective, if you look at kind of what we want to do with Phoji, is we want to build a more loyal relationship for that brand with their consumer. So it drives kind of a longer term, kind of more personal relationship.
So, but how, again, let's maybe make a comparison though. How does a Phoji differ than, say, taking an actual picture and just including that in the message?
Absolutely. So basically, when you create a Phoji, you create an emoji-like experience where you can embed that media. You can pop it right in the line of the message, and you can put in a whole lot of Phojis in that message without a limit. They come through the message at the same time that the message is delivered, not as an attachment, not as a sticker. So it really is an emoji-like experience with a real photo. And again, brands take it to the next step by creating an emoji-like experience embedded in the line of the message, but with all of that additional media. And what that media does is really allows the brand to engage that consumer. One of the things that we found is very, very beneficial and has really good engagement is the ability for a brand to send a poll or a survey and get that real-time engagement with the consumer being able to respond, and that brand being able to get that feedback from their loyal consumers or loyal followers. And again, not posting this on their website, not posting it on a feed that you have to go find, but sending that message with the alert, with the notification, and say, hey, help us with our 6:30 news tonight. Do you want to see this story or that story? Help us be better connected to you.
Yeah, I see that, but again, could you not do something similar in other platforms? What about the Phoji element makes the offering of surveys or that level of interaction that much better?
Yeah, it's the ability for that brand to embed the media right in the line of the message and to send that message with an alert or a notification. So if you're a loyal follower of that brand and you've done an opt-in, you want to get those messages, you want to be in tight with that brand, you want to be engaged by them in this way. The experience just feels quite a bit different than anything else that's out there in the marketplace from the consumer perspective. And from the brand's perspective, allows real-time interaction, real-time feedback, and the ability to kind of pivot quickly as a brand.
I see. And so really the addition of the Phoji in line with that promotion or the survey or the other assets that you may include in the message is to really add that new layer of personalization to the conversation.
Exactly. It allows a brand to be much more personal in their communication with their consumers. And when they're sending that really cool, branding, personalized emoji-like experience, it allows consumers to save that Phoji to their library and use it as part of how they communicate with their friends and family. So if you're a brand out there and you're sending a really cool Phoji and it has that emoji-like experience, you as a consumer, as a user, can save that to your library, and all of a sudden that's the way you start communicating with your friends and family.
I see. So brands can really start developing a whole new vocabulary with this series with and amongst their customers.
Exactly.
Interesting. So if somebody wants to learn more about Phoji, experiment with this to kind of, you referenced to having starting to develop a series of best practices around it. Where does somebody go? How do they get engaged with you? And how do they start trialing it themselves for their brands?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously you can download our app and you can start to follow some of the brands that are using it. Again, we're somewhere around about 100 right now. So you can download in either of the app stores. You can also hit us on our website, which is phojiapp.com. And we can start to kind of work with you. We're doing a variety of pilot programs, early adopter programs. So, we're looking for folks to kind of help us as we move forward. We're the type of organization that really believes in listening closely to the market. And our early customers have been very, very helpful in kind of establishing the strategies we go forward. So we encourage you to try it out. We encourage you to work with us. We can help set you up. We can help you with kind of getting up and running, and appreciate that.
No, that's really exciting. And again, thank you very much. And we're looking forward to learning more about this and to see some additional case studies and results down the road as the community grows.
Appreciate it, Michael, and thanks for the opportunity today.
Thanks, John. Really excited. Bye-bye.
Thanks.